Go ahead.
3, 2,
2, 1,
1, go! Hello, Ignacy check Portal Games.
And this is Stephen Bonacore, the Podfather of gaming. This is Board Games Insider, episode 160, recording on August 26th, 2020. Board Games Insider is a proud member of the Dice Tower Network, and Tom Vasilino, the family is not happy with the way you are running the business. It is time for a change. The Podfather will take over the Dice Tower Network family business. Here's a kiss on the cheek. Don't mind the horse's head in your bed tonight. Hi, Ignacy. Good to see you again.
I'd like to start with a statement. All these attacks against Tom Vassell have nothing to do with me, and please do not remove this podcast from the Dice Tower Network. Just remove Steven.
Very, very good. So, as our audience can see, if they tune into our YouTube channels, we're going video as well as audio. The video won't be quite as polished and cool as when Matthew Jude, makes all those nice bumpers for us. But we'll put it up there. Some people like video. We'll drive some traffic to both of our sites. We'll have some fun with it. In the meantime, enjoy it audio-wise or video, whatever you'd like to do. So for now...
wanted to mention that since people are seeing us now, they can see your amazing and noble bird, and they see my young, not so noble bird, because I look like I'm not shaved.
Beard.
Like you look much better with that. Like I need to get older to look awesome.
I'm a sexy beast. This beard is. I went to get my hair cut yesterday. People can also see I got my hair cut.
And now everybody who was listening on Spotify is going to YouTube to see what we are talking about. This is how you bring traffic to YouTube.
So I got my hair cut, just because I wanted to, for the first time, we're going to do this on video as well. And my hairdresser, my barber, she said, that beard looks awesome. Keep it nice like that. She goes, you're a pretty boy. That makes you look rugged. I felt better when she said that.
I think we are just rocketing with our views on YouTube right now.
All right, Ignacy, tell us what's happening at Portal Games.
At Portal Games, news of the week, we are preparing for the Day of the Moloch event, just once again to give the context to all of our fans. Back then in 2003, when I was writing a role-playing game called Neuroshima, with Michael Orach, I figured out that the Moloch, the bad, evil machines will attack the world, the human world, on September 5th, 2020. And 17 years later, I'm living this day. So of course, back then, I guess I didn't think that I will live that long. So now we are celebrating the Day of the Moloch, the event that starts the whole, as you say in English, I think the lore, right? The lore of the game.
Lure.
So Neuroshima, yes. So Neuroshima role-playing game starts on September 5th, 2020, and we are celebrating that. So on our YouTube channel, on our Twitch channel, on our Facebook, there will be a ton of events, gameplays, special guests, Q&A. So everybody who is interested in Neuroshima will be definitely very happy. So this was happening at Portal Games September 5th. And we are celebrating the stupid flavor text that I invented 17 years ago with our fans. And for brag of the week, and this is the best element of podcast, and today especially. So apparently, and I'm using this word very precisely, apparently, I won an award last weekend. I saw some tweets from our fans that the Empires of the North won UK Game Expo Award People's Choice for the best game. But to be honest, I was not contacted by the UK Game Expo with the official information about that. I was desperately trying to find the info on their website, and I didn't find it. So, but I trust Portal Games fans. I was tagged on the Twitter. I saw some pictures. I guess they announced it during like live stream or something like that. So I'm taking it as a fact. I won the award. Congratulations to me and my team. Empire of the North is amazing. And one day I will know it officially. It is not yet. But
someday they'll actually tell you that you won the award.
For sure it happened. For pre-orders, we have still Detective Season 1, last days of pre-order, so definitely check it out. 3 amazing cases ton of work on our development team, and free game nights for you and your family. If you pre-order from our website, you will get a book. And if I remember that we record with the video, I would now show this book, but we can do it next week. So hardcover book for free, added to each copy of the game if you pre-order from our website. So check it out. Upcoming street dates in Neuroshima Hex Troglodytes. Every year for the past few years when we record this podcast with Steven, I mentioned that the Neuroshima Hex still getting strong, still going strong, insane popularity. And here we are, 14th army, 14th expansion to the game. And I guess we will talk about this next year with another expansion, because the fan base for this game is insane, is amazing. And we just, every single year, there is one new expansion, and it sells like crazy. We're very happy. September 5th, the day of the Moloch, and we are releasing a new expansion for Neuroshima Hex. So this is what you should look at your local game stores. And gossips from the HQ, final testing for Vienna Connection, even for today. As soon as I stop recording this podcast with Steven, I go for the test. So we're testing today in the afternoon. Final play testing. Vienna Connection will be released next year. It's a game about spies. You're a spy, CIA agent sent to Europe. We are going to talk about this next year much more. Video of the week, as always, I introduce you to check our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/portalgamesUS. A ton of content every single day. We have something interesting to stream. Yesterday, we had a stream of Neuroshima Hex gameplay, but in the middle of the stream, Eric Link, who is our content creator and streamer, did a break, and he did something insane and crazy and fun. And he said that he feels that with our viewers, he feels like he's in a safe space, and he wants to share a secret with them. And then he started showing all the games he bought and never played. And it was 50 games of monologue of him saying how he is stupid, that he's just buying these games, that he's not playing them. And for like few minutes, it was ridiculously silly and funny. And he showed all his collection of games that he never played. So check it out, twitch.tv/portalgamesUS. And this is what's happening. So Neuroshima is strong in these upcoming days. Playtesting is strong, and Detective Season 1 is coming. Facebook issues, still waiting for some solution, but we have some good news. One of our listeners reached to me. So yes, networking works. And yes, if you record the podcast, you reach quite a number of people. So I am now in the contact with the human being working for Facebook. So this is a huge change.
Oh, that's great.
I'm very hopeful. We will see what will happen in upcoming days. But at least having somebody to talk with is a huge relief already. So thank you for reaching to me, and fingers crossed that in upcoming days the problem will be solved.
Congratulations on getting to a human being for the first time. At the Podfather of Gaming offices. Well, by the way, I can beat him on 50 games in my Shelf of Shame not played. Guarantee it. Both in shrink and not in shrink, not played. Unbelievable. But anyway, over here, I'm going to again continue to ask everybody out there to, since I just reestablished my social media, to please go out there, whatever your platform of choice is. If you're a Twitter person, please follow me at Podfather Gaming on Twitter, on Facebook /Podfather Gaming, like me there, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, The Podfather of Gaming. Once I get to 100 subscribers, we're almost there, then I can get the nice URL like Podfather Gaming. I'll make it all nice and consistent. So please do that. Check that out. We want to get that rolling and get back up to, some really good number. Like Ignacy's got thousands and thousands. I need, at least 1,000. Come on, let's make it happen. I'm going to continue inviting everybody to the happy hour with the Podfather. If you go onto Facebook and you like the Podfather of Gaming page, you'll find the event that is every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Eastern and every Sunday night at 4 p.m. Eastern, Sunday afternoon. And we have a 1 hour happy hour where we might have we toast to our health and we stay positive and what's going on in each other's lives. We want to make sure that people out there, have a way to connect with people, because a lot of people don't. A lot of people that show up, they're alone, or they're couples that don't see as many people. So come Check it out. We have a good time for an hour. Spend a few minutes, spend the hour with us. It's a great time. Of course, I mentioned last week, and it's going to happen. I am now officially a co-host with Tom Vassell and Z Garcia for the Dice Towers Board Game Breakfast, which is every Thursday morning at 10 a.m. We had to change our recording schedule for this podcast so that I can do that. I guess I couldn't ask Tom to change his thing. So Ignacy was nice enough to we move this to now Thursdays. We do this recording. I'm sorry, Wednesdays we do this recording. Thursdays I do Board Game Breakfast with Tom and Z. So you can watch that live edited on the YouTube channel for the Dice Tower. And
should we open some bets for our audience to bet how quickly Tom will kick you off from the segment and we'll get back to recording on Thursdays?
He might. He definitely might. We certainly make fun of each other enough again on that as well. I'm not going to change what I do with him just because, I'm hosting with him. And just so everybody knows, it's board game news that we talk about together. We do a game show and we do contributor segments. The contributors to the Dice Tower give us segments, and that's what the hour is. It's a lot of fun. Check that out. Thursdays, 10 a.m. Board Game Breakfast on the Dice Tower YouTube channel. And I'm going to link them going forward on the Podfather Gaming YouTube channel as well. Video of the week is this video right here that we're filming and recording at the same time. So hopefully you're going to check this out. Even if you're just a podcast listener, an audio listener, go to the YouTube channel and check it out as well. Ignacy, are you going to be linking this also on your channel?
I don't know, but for sure I can say it very clearly. We are making history now.
We're making history.
The first video episode, it will be in the annuals in a few years. This day, we did it for the first time.
This day in history, August 26, 2020, a day that would live in infamy. It happened. We went video live together. All right. What else we have? I think that's it for the week. I think, Ignacy, anything else before we move on?
You're having your retirement fun. I'm having my working time. Hey, let's discuss the business.
There you go. Let's go to the event deck. So what do we have here? We have Mike Slinker, not Sellinker?
Sellinker, yes.
Mike Sellinker.
Yep.
Oh, okay. You spelled his name wrong.
Oh, yeah.
That was fine. I'm like, is there a Mike Slinker? So Mike Sellinker solves a puzzle. And what does it say? The Batman trailer includes a riddle from the Riddler and it's already been solved. Oh, my. On Saturday, Warner Brothers revealed a new trailer for The Batman, the upcoming action film from director Matt Reeves, exploring the never-before-told story of an orphaned plutocrat, nice word, who dresses up in a rubber suit and beats the bleep out of street criminals. What kind of article did you give me with a curse? I can't curse on the Dice Tower Network. In the movie, Robert Pattinson's Batman will face off against an unprecedented trio of supervillains: Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman, Colin Farrell as the Penguin, and Paul Dano as the Riddler. Check out the most cataclysmic collection of supervillains that ever plotted to take over the world.
Go to the point. Move on.
Okay, so although that trailer did contain the most cataclysmic collection of supervillains that ever plotted to take over the world, it was not a trailer for the Batman, which has, far as anyone knows, does not feature the Joker. However, the Batman's collection of super criminals is still pretty cataclysmic. Plus, there's a sample of the Riddler's handiwork in the trailer, a riddle that internet sleuths have already solved. Paul Dano's version of the Riddler appears to draw more from the Zodiac Killer than Frank Gorshin, starting with his taste in Halloween cards. Where is the point of this article, Ignacy?
I tell you what's the point. Mike Sellinker is a friend of mine. I guess friend of you as well, yes.
Yes, of course he is.
And Mike Sellinker watched the trailer, and from the trailer, he solved the riddle that was hidden there a few hours after the trailer was aired. That's the word, I guess, released, right? And he started the whole thread, not only giving the answer for the riddle, but he started the whole thread on the Twitter, showing in a real time how he's solving. So he was literally solving the riddle, the puzzle, and tweeting about that. And there are like hundreds of likes, hundreds of retweets because people were so excited. And he solved the thing that was hidden in the trailer. I think it is ridiculous. I think it's amazing. It's insane. And of course, this is the perfect moment for me to pitch information that Mike Selinker is the designer of the upcoming case for detective. I think it's
Excellent.
serious. So we just released Rob Devil case, Dig Deeper, and now the second case will be from Mike Selinker. He's a super smart person, and of course he's known in the industry. I guess Steven, as always, can say a little bit more from his knowledge about the puzzles. Like for each Gen Con, he does a puzzle hunt where people are looking for the puzzles. He published the books about puzzles. Like he is the puzzle master of our industry. And you look at the trailer, he solved the puzzle, as simple as that.
I mean, that's amazing. I would still be looking at that thing trying to solve it. I'm guarantee I couldn't, and I'm not bad at puzzles. But Frank DiLorenzo from R&R Games, the president of
Yep.
R&R Games, is also a puzzle master. In fact, he is one of the designers of my escape room. He's a partner, and he did all of the escape room puzzles. Him and one of the other guys, Josh Young, who's part of the team there.
So I wanted to recommend everybody to check out Mike Selinker's Twitter account, so you can find this thread and just literally see his tweets one after another when he looks at this trailer and he solves the puzzle. It's insane and it's funny.
Very, very cool. FFG cancels all organized play events till the end of 2020. Not surprising, but it is news. Due to ongoing COVID-19 concerns and the uncertainty surrounding the safety and feasibility of large gatherings around the world, we have decided to cancel all large-scale organized play events for our games through the remainder of 2020. This includes the 2020 Prime Championships, System Open, Vault Tour, Kotai Series events, Grand Championships, Continental Championships, Arcane Nights, and All World Championships. So, not unexpected, but definitely, another kind of sad reality that we're currently living in, that we're not going to have a normal gaming world this year. And it's kind of interesting, right? The whole thing started pretty early in the year, and with any luck, maybe the whole thing will end by the end of the year or slightly into next year, making it a one-year event, and we can get on with our gaming lives. Who knows?
Yeah, in the podcast, a couple of times we were discussing when there was a shutdown for the March to May, then in May for the upcoming months, and now FFG said it very openly. Okay, this will not happen. We shut down all the games till end of the year. You should not expect this tournament scene will get back. Neither me or Steven has any data of how many players we are talking about, but we know there is a vast number of players playing Keyforge, playing Horror Valcom, etc., etc. This is like a huge a number of gamers playing all these CCGs or LCGs from FFG, right?
Yeah, you don't even know how many people are affected by it, but certainly a lot. But everyone should understand this. We just have to do this right now. Here's one that you gave me no information on, of course. You just say UK Game Expo Awards awarded. Probably. Most likely, I think. I know you already mentioned the one that you won. Did you find any link to this anywhere?
No, and I find it funny. That's why I wanted to discuss.
You just want to put it up there again, and I can't even talk about it.
On a serious note, because I always try to balance a little bit of silliness and a little bit of being serious, right? This is the formula of our podcast.
Sure.
And many times we discuss that there is only one award in the industry, Spiel des Jahres, that matters, and other are less important for the industry. And here we are the situation that is quite funny. That there was a ceremony, I was awarded, and I literally, honestly, and super transparently, I tried to find out the information about the winners because I knew there was a ceremony, and I didn't find them.
Wow.
And now how we should believe that this award will have importance, yes, has some significance for the industry. Like there's no official announcement and like nothing, right? You cannot build the prestige of the award that way. So being silly, but also giving some serious commentary, we need to do it better, right?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, the UK Games Expo people, the people who run it, should have put out a press release, should have put it on their website, should have publicized it, should have sent it to all the media, right? I mean, if they would have sent it to us, for instance, or to ICV2 or to Board Game Geek, it would be posted someplace. Why? That's really not good. These are on some level important to all publishers to get these things, and then you advertise them, and it helps the convention as well. So it's really kind of odd that we didn't see any postings on it.
So, but probably, definitely, most likely, I won award. That's the bottom line.
Maybe. Very good. More pressure on online platforms to battle counterfeits. You know, this one is near and dear to our hearts.
Yep.
Over a dozen powerful industry associations, including the toy industry and mass retailer organization Retailer Industry Leaders Association, have joined together as the Buy Safe America Coalition to lobby for new laws to battle the sale of counterfeit goods online, citing a Department of Homeland Security warning that, quote, dominant online marketplaces, including Amazon and Facebook, are facilitating the trafficking of pirated and counterfeit goods, unquote. The new organization is urging Congress to pass new laws that require online marketplaces to collect and verify third-party seller information. One such law, the Informed Consumers Act, which has been introduced in both houses of Congress, would require online platforms to collect government ID, tax ID, bank account information, and contact information for high-volume third-party sellers. Amazon recently announced it would begin displaying business name and addresses for all third-party sellers on its platform beginning September 1st. And we reported on this just a couple of weeks ago. A first step towards de-anonymizing, great word, third-party sellers. Amazon's third-party sellers account for 60% of the company's e-com sales. Again, I can't tell you how important this is, not only to the game industry, but everybody out there. Children's toys. I mean, anything that can be counterfeited and probably at a significantly lower quality and definitely without any safety testings or anything like that. It's obscene what has gone on in the past on Amazon. They've cracked down a bit. And what continues to go on unabated on eBay and wish.com. Ever seen that site? It's horrible. Don't go there. Don't buy from it. Woot.com. These sites are just terrible places that only sell quite a bit of, I shouldn't say only, but sell a lot of counterfeit goods, including games. Any popular game that you want to go out and buy on eBay is a counterfeit product, and you're helping counterfeiters if you buy it, period. Full stop. Yes, Ignacy is smiling at my passion there.
There are some topics there. There are some topics that trigger Ignacy and some topics that trigger Steven.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, this one really triggers me. And
but yeah, on a serious note, once again, just not to be always silly and making jokes. Mm-hmm. I'm not even sure how many of people buying stuff online recognize it. They understand that there's so many fake products that are basically like criminals, stealing, creating them in China without copyrights. Like if people understand that buying on Wish, most likely you're buying something that is absolutely without copyrights. But people are buying on Wish, being happy that it is cheaper and thinking, hey, Wish is amazing app, like it is cheap, it's amazing. They don't even understand that most of these items are copyright not supportive.
And you are, if you do it, if you go and buy it, you are supporting illegal activity. Okay, you got it cheaper. Okay, if you don't care, go for it. But I'm telling you right now, you're buying counterfeits. Designers don't make money. The publishers don't make money. The industry loses. And illegal counterfeiters are the ones that make all the money. Ignacy, passion, speech, soapbox. I'm jumping down. Let's move on to the strategy and tactics segment. At Dinral asks, I don't have the person's name for this one. Hey, I'm a listener from day one and always love the show. I missed some episodes, but mostly listen to all of them. I had a big collection, but had some financial issues in the past years and sold it all. It was a massive heartbreak, I believe he means, to see all those good games go away and some that I'll never see again as they're out of print. I really miss some of the games, but I'm rebuilding slowly my collection right now. My question is, with the implementation of Portal games in Alexa, any other integrations coming up, like a narration for Robinson Crusoe or a way to ask some rule questions? Is it also coming to Siri? So this is kind of on you, Ignacy. And
Yes,
I think
yes,
we have a whole thread of, whole like ongoing discussion of how wonderful Robinson Crusoe is 10 years after it came out, and we're still talking about it. That's awesome.
Yeah, so we did it for Monolith Arena, the Siri implementation, the Alexa implementation. There is an ongoing problem that I'm facing, and I think it will never change, or maybe it will change in some time, but not very soon. I'm not native speaker. Most of my employees live here in Poland, and each time we try to do a video trailer in English, each time we try to do some voiceover for the videos in English, each time we try to do something like for Alexa, English, comments and speaking stuff, it is always very difficult for us to come up with this content. So, of course, we try. Of course, I do podcast in English, and you guys hear me that this is quite difficult. I do vlog in English, and we try to do Alexa in English and provide the English help for our fans. But this is so much work, and there is so many problems on the way. And with Robinson, with Detective, we tried Detective for Alexa. We had a problem with the playtesters. We had the problem to playtest it in-house because, fun or not, when we were interacting with Alexa, with my amazing Slavic accent, Alexa had no clue what I was saying, and she was, I don't understand. And these are these small problems that you don't even, think about them when you're a native speaker, right? Sure. So on one hand, as our listeners already know, I'm always for these new technologies. I always use for these new items. I'm eager to try all these items, but with my English and my team's English, it is always a struggle. So slowly forward, but not that fast as I would love.
Very good answer. I think from my side, we're going to see more and more of this stuff, but it is expensive and time consuming to do it. So it will not happen for all games. It'll happen for the popular ones where you'll see more of these integrations.
I think we will see very soon. We will see if Asmodee will do follow up for the Alexa skill for Ticket to Ride. So they early this year they did the Alexa skill for Ticket to Ride. So you can play with Ticket to Ride with Alexa. You can ask Alexa questions about the Ticket to Ride rules. And I guess they're evaluating now the cost of the operation and how many people are using this Alexa skill, how many people download this skill. So later this year we'll see if Asmodee will announce, and now we do the same for all our brands, or we just fade down, right? So eager to see the next steps from Asmodee.
Right. The next one's a sensitive question, but I'm going to take it anyway because I'm a good guy and I'll answer anything. It's from Christian K, who's at Mew Emmelman. Why do the Stronghold English versions, Stronghold Games versions of the Freedom and Freeze games, which are in German, cost so much more than his version in Europe? So why the English versions, the Stronghold puts out so much more, is because the profits are split between the two companies. He goes on to say Milan Spiele, one of the largest German online retailers, carry both versions. The German is 21 euros, the English is 42 euros. The game is even language neutral. The answer to this is that we have to license it, right? So it's Friedman's games. It's 2F Spiele's game. So Stronghold, I have to stop that. Still feel part of it. But we are licensing. We have to pay royalties on top of cost. Whereas Friedman and 2F and other partners that we've had, there's much more of a direct sales model in Europe as well. So there's more people that have to make money on the game once that game is licensed to someone else. I mean, sorry about that, but it's simply a matter of economics. We're not making more money. That's very significant. We're not making more money than 2F Spiele is making on their games. We're still going to make less money per unit, even with the difference in price that you see. And it's as simple as that. More people are involved that we have to pay, and therefore our MSRP has to be higher. All right.
And on top of that, I'm trying to check it right now, but I will not be able because there's no title of the game. But my bet will be, and if I'm wrong, I'm sorry. I'm just now trying to come with that thesis that this 21 euro, Christian says, it might not be MSRP. It might be that he found it on the online store.
Sure.
And it may be the case that the MSRP was 40 euro or 35 euro, this Milan store buys from German distributors, he gets a very good discount, so he goes down and he sells it for 21.
Yes.
He doesn't have the same agreement with the European distributors
Exactly.
to buy from English version, so he doesn't have this margin to go that low. So there's no title of the game set, but I guess this 21, it might not be MSRP, while your 40 is MSRP.
Right, since he's buying it, it's coming from overseas. He's got to charge a higher price, an MSRP price. So all of that together. So it's just not an apples to apples comparison, and that's the way you got to look at it. Camelorn, who's at Camelorn on BGG, says, "Hey, Ignacy and Steven, what is the one publisher Ignacy would love to design a game for, and what is the one designer Steven would like to publish?" Ignacy, you have one first?
Yeah, back then when I was the very beginning of my career and I was young and dreaming, my dream company to publish a game was Days of Wonder. Days of Wonder, always amazing components, amazing stories, amazing themes. It was the time when they were releasing Shadows over Camelot and Mystery at the Abbey and Ticket to Ride, and they had so amazing games, amazing components, amazing artwork. And back then I was dreaming that being published by such a publisher would be an honor. And I think if I decide to go with one of my games to other publisher, Days of Wonder would be a good pick. There's a company that cares for the title, that cares for the artwork, for the pieces, for the rules, for everything. So this is definitely the company I would love to work in the future.
As Ignacy saw, I was looking back at my games there to make sure I had everybody. And my answer to this question, well, I'm not a publisher any longer, but my answer to this question was I worked with some of the greatest designers. We had a whole series of them. So I've worked with Ignacy Chevicek, and I've worked with Martin Wallace and Alan Moon and Vital Lacerda. I have never worked with Eric Lang. I would love to work with Eric Lang, but he's, of course, tied up with Simon, so it's a little harder though. You've recently, right, worked with Eric?
We had some project. We haven't finished it, but yeah, there was something in the works.
Cool. Very good. Very good. Jack S., who's Stick Dude on BGG. When a game does poorly, and hopefully it doesn't, what recourse is there for a publisher to recoup costs? Sell the excess at discount prices? Bundle with something else? Is there a point when it's more cost effective to just throw away the games so it's not taking up warehouse space? Been listening since the start. Keep up the great work. I'll go first. Throwing away, probably not, because there's other places to give things away. Conventions, right? Convention support. So sometimes when you support a convention, they want a substantial amount of games to be a sponsor and stuff. BGG Con is one of those conventions where to be the Ultimate Geek sponsor, they want significant amount of games. And then when you go to BGG Con, you get free games, which is kind of cool. So that's sort of the last resort. I have thrown some games out, but it was more because there was like a really annoying print error. So it was like, all right, you know what? Boom, let's just throw these things out. For the most part, you give them away. The other things he says is exactly right. You will reduce to bargain basement prices to get rid of things to discounters. It's not done often, but it is definitely a way of doing that. Ignacy?
Yeah, this is a huge problem for the whole industry. In my opinion, it's always it's quite obvious that only a couple of titles from each of the publisher catalog is this massive hit that sells very quickly and is amazingly hyped. The rest of the games sells in a like medium speed, right? And then at some point you're stuck with these games that are getting older and older and older, and you have to make decision what to do with them. And as in the question asked, if there's a sale, if there's like moving to the online sale with a very low price or discounting, etc. We deal with that every single month. Every single month we have to discuss what to do with the older titles. The reason, the thing with board games that you guys all know, they take a lot of space, and you have this problem on your shelves in having these 100, 200, 500 games at your home. We have thousands of games in our warehouses, and if one of the games is less successful, and if you have a couple of pallets of the games, you pay for the storage, and at some point you would prefer to just forget about this game and just get rid of it because you're paying for the warehousing every single month. So
Yep.
I would say that this is a topic that is on the mind of every publisher every month on the planet.
Absolutely. Ed England, who's media vetare, something like that. Steven said in one of your podcasts a few episodes back that all reviews are good for a board game company. Good reviews as well as bad reviews. The Dice Tower gave the legacy game Seafall a very, very low rating, and quite many other reviews gave it a low rating. That can't have been good for sales of Seafall, right? Correct. Ed, you are correct. So to clarify, if you get a mixed, if you get lots of good reviews and you get a bad review, hey, you got more notice. That's different than like universally getting panned, especially by all the major reviewers. Sadly, Seafall fell into that category. A very big and expensive project for poor Rob Dalvio, the designer, and at the time it was, or Z-Man?
Plaid Hat Games.
Plaid Hat Games. That's right. So it was not good, and it definitely killed the game. You can literally get the game for like almost nothing right now. I've seen it. I think I've heard people buying it for like $10 or something like that. The components in the game are worth more than the price that they're selling it for now. I have it, and I bought it like, first thing with all this cool stuff, and it's on the shelf of shame. Never opened, never played. But I don't know. It still sounds like exactly my kind of game. I didn't look at any of the. I don't go into reviews, especially a legacy game. I'm not going to go deeply into a review of that kind of game because they're going to say something that I don't want to hear. I understand why it got bad reviews because Rob created a legacy game before he created game mechanics. If you follow that logic, right? So he didn't have a game first, like with the pandemic, right? And then added legacy on top. He went the other way around, and therefore it wasn't the right model to use for the game design. Ignacy, anything you want to add?
Yeah, absolutely right. There's one thing is having one or two bad reviews, and it's not that big a deal. But if there is all reviewers say the game is not interesting, if the people in the internet says the game is boring, yeah, this is not the one review. This is like overall impression and perception of the game in the industry. So I got some bad reviews of my games, and it was not a problem. And then I had my first Martians issue when I had only bad reviews, and that was a problem, of course. So yes, one bad review, not a problem.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Adam Howland, who's Arizona he says, how do you guys feel about taking a title that has been proven to be successful and creating a deluxe edition and or upgraded copy of the game for those that want to experience the game at the next level? This is mostly due to the announcement of Castles of Burgundy re-release and the success of games like Puerto Rico saw with their anniversary edition. Do you guys ever consider doing this, or does the extra cost of production outweigh the potential for additional sales? Go ahead, Ignacy.
Yeah, this is you can clearly see in the industry many publishers does something like that. If they have an evergreen, they want to call it. For us, for Protagonist, there was 51st State, the Master Set. There was Robinson Crusoe, the Game of the Year edition. When we call this box the way that the customer, when he searches in the internet, finds that this is this ultimate, amazing, the right version to buy, and he's most likely to buy because he understands that in this box he will get all the things that were created over the years for the game. And the Castles of Burgundy anniversary edition, I have it in my collection, and Puerto Rico anniversary edition I had in my collection. Yes, it's tempting, and it is tempting, of course, for the new players and for so many people. They heard about Puerto Rico, they heard it is good, and then they see a news. There's this ultimate Puerto Rico Game of the Year anniversary edition, and they think, okay, this is a right moment to jump in and try this game. So it is great for the new players, for players who are hardcore fans of this game, who love this game, and they want to have this unique edition with some special beats and maybe a better artwork. They want to buy, they want to support the publisher with this amazing edition. So in my opinion, it is always a good idea, considering that we are talking about the evergreen title. Like, it works only for evergreens. I cannot do, an anniversary edition of every game in my catalog. It would not work. but I can do it for Robinson Crusoe, I can do it for Detective, I can do it for these big titles of mine.
100% agreed. It's a great idea to do for the big, and it's actually can't even only be like an evergreen. I mean, it has to be something that's really got like momentum. I mean, there are certain games that will sell, they're minor evergreens. They'll sell 5,000 a year and they always sell it. You can't really do it for that. Once the game is selling 10 or more, 10 to 20,000 a year, it's really something that people obviously want. And at that point, you can really then take that title and bling it out, so to speak, make it an anniversary edition, make it a 3D thing. Look what we just did with Terraforming Mars 3D. It wasn't a full game again, but basically all the components now in the big box are all blinged. So that's how we dealt with it there. All right, Ignacy, we're going to go on to play testing.
My grammar test. Did you already corrected that?
I added some quotes and things like that. Thank you. Go ahead, go for it.
This game needs more love. This game went under the radar. This game is a hidden gem. We hear this sometimes. Now it is your chance, your Steven and our listeners, to give some love to the titles that are not on the hotness list, but you think they are awesome. So this is my idea, because lately I saw some comment on the Twitter about some game, and somebody said, oh, this game deserves more love. And I was like, there is so many games that deserve more love. We have a podcast, we have a forum. Let's give some more love to the titles that we personally love. We think they're amazing. And when they released, they didn't get the hype and they are forgotten. Steven is looking at his collection of 500 games, and there's at least 100 games that needs more love from him and from listeners. So
I'm literally looking, yes, as hey, if you're watching, you can see me. I'm looking at this huge wall of games, and I'm trying to find the one that I want to call out as needing more love. Why don't I ask you first? And go ahead.
Yes, I'm ready. Yes, I'm ready. I'm ready because I have this game in my collection. This game from Uwe Rosenberg. The game is called Reykholt. And Reykholt was a game that was released, I think, 2 years ago. It is not this epic Uwe Rosenberg title like Caverna, like Agricola, like his epic big games. It is also not a very simple family game. It is like a medium Uwe Rosenberg. And I think this medium Uwe Rosenberg didn't attract these heavy gamers. It was too difficult for these, family getaway gamers. And this game felt like under the radar. Like heavy gamers didn't like it. Family games, it was too difficult for them. And this game didn't get enough love. I love it so much, believe it or not, that Ignacy designed new variants for this game. So, and we publish them unofficially on our Polish website. And there are like scenarios designed by me to the Reykholt game because I love this game so much. I think it's one of the best medium wave games. Fast, quick, lots of thinking, very tiny decisions. I strongly recommend Reykholt from Uwe Rosenberg. It is a perfect example of a game that went under the radar, that needs more love, that is brilliant. And it just is not that big like Agricola or Caverna.
Right. Probably suffered from the name. It's not an easy name in English. I mean, to see. I mean, it's easy to pronounce, but it doesn't look. It looks like it's like it's Polish or what language is it? Is it German? It's a lot of consonants in there. I'm going to pick two of them now that I've looked around my collection here. First one is they're both older games. Vegas Showdown. In Vegas Showdown, you're creating a casino. Each person is creating the next great Las Vegas casino, and it uses that great bidding mechanic where, okay, I'm going to bid 5 for this slot bank, this bank of slot machines to get built into my casino. So the next person has to bid more. Bid 7. The next person has to bid 10. There's a scale. Of course, you can bid someplace else on the board, but that overbidding mechanic makes it so interesting. So do I bet? Maybe I'll bet 7 so that person's really got to push themselves to an even higher number. It's a phenomenal game with many paths to victory. It was from Avalon Hill, the Avalon Hill series of games, I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
Right? And it could do with much better component quality and things like that. But That's definitely a game that I would recommend for people to check it out. It's a great bidding game where all kinds of paths to victory, and that's Vegas Showdown. And I'm also going to mention one of my 10 rated games is Martin Wallace's Struggle of Empires, with a phenomenal. Ignacy reacted to that one.
No, because I have a funny story. Sorry for interruption. I received today, this week, I received a Kickstarter copy of this game.
Get out of here.
And Mary looked at me and says, "What is that?" And I honestly said, "I don't know, because I forgot I backed this game." So this was like a perfect example of stupid backer who just throw money and forgot about this. And the package arrived to the home, and the wife looks at him, and he honestly says, "I have nothing to do with that."
That is hysterical.
But you say this is a good game. This is good news.
No, it's not a good game. It's a phenomenal game. It's a 10 rated game. It's a game that plays up to, at least in its original form, I don't know about the new one, plays up to 7 players. It will play well throughout that whole thing. It's 3 to 7. It's a waro, right? So you will go into conflict with people with a little bit of dice rolling to resolve some conflict. But if I don't want to fight against you because I want to keep this territory and you're like really powerful on my borders, I can essentially force an alliance with you on this track so that I can say, hey, I'm going to spend money, and you want to go to war with me, but I have more money than you. So I can bid more money to put you into an alliance with me and maybe somebody else that I got to keep happy as well. And these kind of things happen even in real life. Like, you got money, I can force you to stay the hell away from me for a little while and things like that. So phenomenal. My favorite Martin Wallace game of all, well, that in Australia, which I published. Absolutely phenomenal game, and I'll highly recommend going to check out Struggle of Empires. All right,
I need to tell this to Mary.
There you go. That's all right. And it happened today, right? You actually got it today? That's crazy.
This week. It was 2 days ago.
Oh, that is absolutely hysterical. I'm amazed that you don't even know the game. Great game. Check it out, Ignacy. So right now, as we speak, I see him typing. Well, he's not typing yet. He's going now. Ignacy's going to create a thread on Board Game Geek in our guild, the Board Games Insider Guild, and he's going to put that there with the episode 160. So you see playtesting 160. Go there, find that thread, and he's posting the question. We want you to answer the question. Please let us know what are some of those hidden gems, those games that went under the radar, games that you think deserve more love, not games on the hotness list, but just games that are like, wow, I love this game. We need to have more people playing this game. So please go check that out. And Ignacy, the final scoring. Hey guys, thank you so much for listening. Help us spread the word about this podcast by telling your friends to download Board Games Insider wherever they like to get their podcasts. To ask us questions for our strategy and tactics segment, you must post them in the correct thread in our guild on Board Game Geek. And to answer our question to you from our playtesting segment, also go to our guild on Board Game Geek and look for the thread with this episode's question. Board Games Insider has a Facebook page, so please like us on Facebook. Also on Facebook, please like Ignacy's page and Steven's page, /Portal Publishing and /Podfather Gaming. Our websites are Portal Games PL, portalgamesus.com, and podfathergaming.com. Please go there, sign up for the newsletters, and get up-to-the-minute information on what's happening at Portal Games and with the Podfather. On social media, you can speak directly to Ignacy and Steven on Twitter, @Chevicek and @Podfather Gaming. Same on Instagram. And our YouTube channels, huge. Go over there. Portal Games YouTube channel and the Podfather of Gaming. We hope to see you at an upcoming convention when the crisis is over. Board Games Insider is professionally edited by Matthew Jude from This Game is Broken podcast. And if you'd like him to edit your podcast, please contact him on Twitter or email at thisgameisbrokenpodcast@gmail.com. Ignacy, this wraps our first video and audio podcast at the same time. Pretty epically important, don't you think?
And I think it went nice and smooth. And
one of us thought of doing this on video too. Who was that? I don't know.
The one who went to the barber.
This guy. Anyway, Ignacy's had all the other good ideas for this podcast. He really has. He decided to do it with me. He's added the different segments. So all credit to Ignacy. I finally did something good for this podcast. We're going to get it on video too. So thank you, everybody, again. We'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right. I got to stop this recording too. Bye, everybody.